I don't believe Robert Kelly's behavior is a result of a damaged childhood. I don't believe it's a result of having a deviant mind. I believe Robert Kelly's behavior is a result of being raised in a misogynistic society where men are taught the younger females are more beautiful and to find women with the least experience, females with the least experience, and preferably virgins. That is the mentality that is fed to boys and men throughout their life. And that has been the culture. You add to that the music industry that is a teenage-driven industry, and it's understandable why men in the music industry predominantly engage in sex with fans, with groupies, and some of whom end up being underage because of fake IDs, lying about their age, many different reasons. The music industry is a teenage-driven industry. The average ticket buyer and concert goer and music purchaser is between the ages of 16 and 25. That is the age market that they make music for. That is who they cater to. That is who they write for, because those are the people that buy the music predominantly. The fans of the music industry oftentimes idolize the musician. They're groupies. They want to meet them. They want to date them. They want to have sex with them. That is as much a part of the music industry as the music itself. Fans show up at the hotel, they show up at the tour buses, they come to the concerts. Anywhere they can find a musician, they come to find them, and they want to get to know them, oftentimes sexually. Joel Williamson wrote a book, Elvis, A Southern Life, detailing Elvis's desire for teenage girls, oftentimes 14 and 15. He had a lust for virgins. He would have groups of 14-year-olds for pillow fights, tickling, kissing, and cuddling. He was obsessed with virginity. These are quotes directly from his book. And he also, Priscilla detailed in her book on Elvis, called Elvis and Me, that they did everything sexually except penetration. It was detailed that Elvis introduced other girls. They would have sex scenes. They would pretend to make love, and he watched and filmed it and would join in. He would bring other women into the bedroom to watch them have sex with his wife once they got married. And he also put a two-way mirror into his home so that when people spent the night and they were having sex, he could watch through the two-way mirror. Even after he was divorced from Priscilla, he still had relations with, or Rika Smith is a 14-year-old that he had sex with even after his divorce from Priscilla.
Reading is to the mind what Calvin's are to the body.
Calvin Klein jeans.
A 15-year-old Brooke Shields appeared sexually in Calvin Klein ads.
But he kind of took me under his arm and nourished me in many ways.
You write in your book, you're 14. Elvis would take me into his bedroom, and then we would kiss long, deep, passionate kisses, and his caresses would leave me weak with desire.
Yes?
When you had trouble getting up for classes, Elvis gave you Dexedrine. First time you'd seen pills.
I didn't know what was going on as far as, pills or what they were, sleeping pills. I mean, he gave them to me to be helpful.
What do you think attracted a 24-year-old star to a 14-year-old inexperienced? Or am I telling you just as I say that? Is that?
But he kind of took me on.
I say that. Is that what attracted him to you?
The inexperience, yes. I think Elvis had been around Hollywood already. He'd already seen Hollywood quote-unquote starlets. So I think in his own mind, he thought, well, I'll just be with someone and teach her as it comes.
And during the day, you got up and went to high school. Came home in the afternoon. You said sometimes you'd crawl into bed with Elvis at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and he was just getting up and didn't even know you were gone.
Mm-hmm. I worked that out.
And then you stayed up most of the night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And took pills to go to sleep?
I had to, because we got home so early in the morning. He would sleep until 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Even, how did your parents allow a 14-year-old teenager baby to be with this then superstar of...
It was not easy on my parents. You know, first of all, it was just an innocent meeting. And of course, you know, I was excited and I was reluctant because I didn't think they'd ever let me go. But it was just a one-time opportunity. That's all they thought it would be. I never expected him to ask me back. They never expected him to ask me back.
But Elvis did ask you back, and you saw him again and again. And you would get home very late at night and be exhausted the next day when you had to go to school. Mm-hmm. And your parents let you go again and again.
It was a very protective relationship from the very beginning. I don't know what it was about him, but he kind of took...
But today we're going back in time to blame men for behavior that was considered normal in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and early 2000s. It was normal for older men to pursue younger females. It was normal for older men to date teens. Teenagers are engaging in sex, whether you like it or not. Planned Parenthood has an entire section and a private teen hotline to assist teens in birth control, in abortion, in all sexual information that they need, because teens are sexually active. You have shows on MTV, Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant. Trump's presidency ushered in a feminist movement that was aggressive, that was rogue. January of 2017, the Women's March, the day after the inauguration for President Trump, saw millions of women marching all around the country in major cities that protested Trump's presidency, protested his grab him by the pussy comment, and that emboldened this new era of feminists to hold men accountable for all sins current and past. So we saw the term believe all women. Not believe the law, not follow the law. Believe all women. They were accusing every man of some type of sexual impropriety dating back 20, 30 years. And women were banding together to believe all survivors, believe every accuser, believe all women. It didn't matter if their story was true or not. It didn't matter if they had gone to the police. It didn't even matter if they had evidence. All females decided, we are going to band together, and any female with a story, we're going to rally behind. And it began with the Brett Kavanaugh position to the Supreme Court. We had to have a hearing to determine if he was qualified because of accusations of sexual misconduct when he was a teenager in high school, drunk at a party. Robert Kelly is not damaged from his childhood. Robert Kelly is not a monster. Robert Kelly is not a sexual predator. Robert Kelly is a man who, when he was a boy, was influenced by a misogynistic culture, who was influenced by a male-dominated society that taught boys how to view women and what sex was and what beauty was. And he's a man who is influenced by the music industry that he is in. He has been formed by the culture. He has been formed, first and foremost, by the environment of the inner city, where men pursue females of all ages because it's normal. He was formed by Madison Avenue's saying, youth is beauty, by a male-dominated thought process that says you want virgins, you want inexperienced females, and obviously by a youth-driven music industry.